Well, hey, have you ever wondered, how do I pick out a good rose? It's Valentine's Day, so men, ladies, anybody who's buying a Valentine for a sweetheart, do you know how to find a rose that's not gonna pop open too soon or won't droop after a couple days? Well, I'm gonna show you how to do that. So stay tuned, and I'm gonna show you several other great things you can do with that cut rose when it's finished. Stay tuned. So first you have to know what you're looking for when you go to the store. And as you can see, I'm gently squeezing the base of each rose to see how firm or soft it is. Next, I went to another store with lots of roses, and I'm also looking to see how open or closed each rose is, because when they're in a bunch, it's a little difficult to see. But this yellow rose seems to be almost perfect. The pink roses are soft. The red roses are rather open, but they're also soft. So here I have a little bunch of roses, and as you can see, some of the roses, the flower head itself is toppling over, so that means the stem is not very good. But I check each rose to see if the base of my rose is too firm or if it's too soft. If the rose is too firm, that means that it won't open very well, but if it's too soft, that means the blooms will pop open quickly. So you want to try to find a rose somewhere in the middle of very firm or very soft. And then you have the rose that will stay and last as long as possible. Okay, so once you've finished enjoying your rose, don't wait until the flowers are completely drooped. Go ahead and take those roses out of the water, take a rubber band, tie it around the end, and hang your roses upside down. Now, some of my leaves are falling because, do you know, see how beautiful these are? These are about 2 years old. I save all the roses that I'm given from my husband or from my children, for Mother's Day or special occasions, and I hang them upside down and I let them completely dry. And I have these beautiful dried roses that I can place around my house to continue to enjoy. The colors get richer. I've dried every color rose I've received, and the colors last for a long time. So that is another little trick and another way you can enjoy your roses for even longer. All right, here is my rose. Now, this was a rose from my garden, but it's the same. It was a long stem, so I'm going to show you how to make several cuttings out of this. First, I'm going to remove the leaves. All right, and this is a nice long stem. This will make, oh goodness, probably about 3 good cuttings. If you still have a bloom on your rose, go ahead and just remove that bloom. All right, take that off. At each little section, there will be, and let me get a close-up of this one. Can you see that right there? That is going to be another shoot. This is called a node. So I'm going to cut my sections. Let me get a good close-up. I'll show it better in another clip. And I cut this at an angle, all right? You see that nice little angle? Cutting. And these thorns are really sharp. I've already just stabbed myself 3 times. But can you see, here's a node, there's a little shoot, there's one coming on the other side. All right. And here's a rose that I bought from the store, and you can see where there's the nodes, and those are the places just above each node that you can make a cut at an angle. I especially like this idea for varieties that I don't currently have. So here's a rooting compound, which you will need. And I have rose stems already cut at an angle, and you dip them into the rooting compound, get a good amount on there, and just do each stem or each cutting, and get ready to place in a nice, loose, loamy soil. Now I'll show you in another video on caring for roses how to mix the soil for this, but it's a very simple mixture, just one that has lots of peat moss in it so that your soil won't get too bogged down or too wet. And then you'll just place your cuttings with the rooting compound in the soil first. Just make a little hole, place them in there, firmly pack the soil around, and when you're finished, you'll water the soil thoroughly, and then you'll just let that sit until the soil is dry and needs water again. So now, as you can see, our cuttings have produced beautiful leaves, and I know that if I was to gently remove these cuttings from the soil, you would also see beautiful roots forming and growing. But of course, we want to allow these to continue to grow, and all this came from enjoying a beautiful rose that we purchased from the store.